So how long have we got before it's too late for sharks? I think for the most vulnerable species, possibly less than a decade. So that really isn't very long if we continue fishing at the rate we're doing today. So there's a real urgency to do something, and that's the reason that we really need to stop fishing for sharks now.
As wealth has grown in China and Asia in the last few decades, consumption of shark's fin soup has increased dramatically. From being food for an emperor, shark's fin soup is now consumed by millions. The fins of up to 73 million sharks are estimated to be traded every year.
The demand for shark fin is so high, and the ability of sharks to supply the fin is so low that I honestly don't think we can control ourselves.
Sharks have been around for more than 400 million years, and as apex predators, play an important role in balancing the marine ecosystem. The disappearance of sharks could spell disaster for maintaining this delicate balance. But the tide is turning. People around the world have started to wake up to the rapidly declining shark populations and are taking action to stop the trend before it's too late. It started just a few years ago with a few environmental organizations and concerned individuals, but the movement soon spread. When Disneyland opened in Hong Kong in 2005, it promoted itself as an environmentally responsible company. However, its wedding banquet menu featured shark's fin soup, causing WWF, Greenpeace and others to launch a protest. After a protracted standoff, Disneyland relented and took the soup off the menu. Many small local initiatives, such as a local art school in Hong Kong, encourage young people to reflect on the importance of preserving sharks in our oceans.
My main motivation behind painting the piece was perhaps fueled by the fact that I'm coming from one of the biggest shark-consuming societies around the world. The intense consumption only in Hong Kong, we're placing the marine ecosystem in great danger.
In Singapore, a similar movement was born, with the Fairmont Hotel pledging not to serve shark's fin soup.
We were really very concerned what was going to be the impact in the market when we made this decision. Still, we went ahead and we realized that the impact was not so bad as we were expecting at the beginning. We had to show some flexibility to a certain extent, but we could really eliminate the shark fin from all our menus. And during this period of time, I think as well, the market has matured and we are really ready to completely ban it.
On the small Pacific island nation of Palau, the government realized that live sharks contribute more to the tourist dollar than dead sharks. So they created a 240,000 square mile shark sanctuary around the islands where commercial shark fishing was banned. Then a watershed moment happened in early 2010 when a group of divers in the Philippines came across a whale shark that had been brutally finned and left to die. One of the divers in the group shot a video which was posted on YouTube. The video went viral. Tens of thousands of people around the world watched it in stunned disbelief. The horrific death of this whale shark served to educate many people about the ugly truth of the shark fin trade. The general population was starting to wake up. The Maldives in the Indian Ocean decided to follow in Palau's footsteps by banning shark fishing in its waters. One of several popular Facebook groups created by shark campaigner Clement Lee attracted thousands of fans by encouraging people to reduce wedding gift money by 30% if shark's fin soup was served at the banquet. Global public awareness was growing and reaching government levels. Legislators in the US state of Hawaii voted in May 2010 to be the first government in the world to ban the possession, distribution and sale of shark fin within the state. The bill was passed with a comfortable majority. Back in Shark Fin Central, popular support was now really catching on.
唔食鯊魚唔係因為淨係話殘殺一件咁簡單嘅事咯，因為如果冇咗鯊魚嘅話，其實可能成個海洋會有好多嘅變化，而呢啲變化可能我哋個傷害係大家都唔會知道嘅。
我自己作為一個移民咧，對衣食魚翅咧都係唔係咁好，應該係要保持唔好食魚翅咯。
In mid-2010, the Hong Kong Shark Foundation launched a letter campaign against Citibank, which had released a major credit card promotion campaign involving shark's fin soup. After receiving hundreds of letters from around the world, Citibank backed down and recalled the entire campaign. Leading up to the chief executive policy address in late 2010, Shark groups in Hong Kong launched a campaign to ask the government to stop serving shark's fin soup at government functions.
If the government comes out and say that, look, we take the lead in doing this because this is the right thing to do, then generally ordinary folk feel, oh, well, okay, even the government does that, and therefore, it's no longer a slight of your honoured guest not to serve shark. So the government has been asked to do it, but so far the government has said no.
The campaign failed to get a government response, but nonetheless received a great deal of attention with the public and media in Hong Kong.
I think for the government, generally, they take a very, very long time. They have to be really, really, really pushed. When they feel, the public, in fact, has already formed the opinion it's no longer a good idea to eat shark's fin, then they will come out and say, by the way, it's not a good idea to eat shark's fin.
In Raja Ampat in Indonesia, surrounded by the most species-diverse waters in the world, another shark sanctuary was announced. The fan base for the shark cause was now truly going global. All over the world, shark lovers were able to generate more interest in the issue. Schools and universities were organising their own green events to educate students on marine environment issues, such as with this gigantic Jenga, a fun way to highlight how the different components in the marine ecosystem depend on each other for survival.
I think I'm so bad I destroy the ecosystem of the ocean.
At this point, the shark campaign seems to have taken on a life of its own, and the good news kept coming. Even some lawmakers in mainland China were urging the Chinese government to ban shark fin.
More than 20 People's Congress representatives signed up with a proposal asking government to consider ban import shark fin. Also, there are more than 50 CNPCC representatives signed up asking same thing. Then we have young people, we have a business community. So I think the government already heard the voice.
In April, an extensive study by marine conservation organisation Bloom revealed that 78% of the Hong Kong population feel that shark-free wedding banquets are acceptable. An overwhelming 85% expressed support for a ban to import shark fin to Hong Kong. News reports of new legislation was coming in thick and fast. Brantford became the first area in Canada to ban sale, possession and distribution of shark's fin. Washington State was next in line in the US to legislate against the shark fin trade. And then Oregon. In June, Honduras created a shark sanctuary. Bahamas follows Honduras to protect its dive tourist dollars too. Fiji was next in line in July 2011 to ban shark fin. Even Taiwan, one of the world's biggest traders and consumers of shark's fin, now decided to tighten fishing laws to require fishing boats to bring the whole shark to port.
The legislation that has developed in many places to ensure that the whole shark is brought back, not just the fin, is a good move towards sustainable shark fishery because it will reduce the number of sharks you can take in any one fishing trip. However, from what I understand, the fishing pressure on shark populations in general is so enormous that I'm not yet convinced that it will take us to the sustainable level of fishing that we really need to be to make sure that the fisheries of sharks can continue and the populations persist.
Soon after, South America joins the unstoppable changing tide, with Chile banning shark finning in its waters. In early September, after much debate and controversy, with some calling the bill racist, the Californian Senate passed the bill to ban trade, sale and possession of shark's fin in the US state. This was a huge victory, with massive impact, as California is the biggest trader and consumer of shark's fin outside of Asia.
This isn't a cultural issue, this is an issue of biological limits. And sometimes discussions get mired down in that, which is a frustration because that's a distraction. It's not, it's about our relationship, human relationship with the natural world.
Of equal importance because of its large Chinese population, the city of Toronto overwhelmingly voted through a ban on shark's fin in October 2011.
I always talk to people saying there are some old Chinese traditions, like women bend their feet, and that had to get rid of 100 years ago. So tradition and good one we really needed to keep, but bad ones we needed to throw it away. So eating shark fin is not good one.
The four hands symbolize the need for it to be a united action. Like with any other global issue right now, it demands the attention of everyone on Earth.
I just hope that we do it, as I said before, not because it's just marketing-wise it sells and it's nice to be green, but because we are convinced that we are doing the right thing. It's good for the planet, it's good for everyone, and it can be done without having any significant negative impact on the results.
Finally, taking a leadership role, the Peninsula Hotel Group announced they would stop serving shark fin as of January 2012. Even the Bank of China has now pledged to say no to shark fin. As has the Shangri-La Group across all its hotels.
I think the attitude in Hong Kong has changed enormously in the last 5 years or so, and I've actually been amazed and quite encouraged by the change. I see the change particularly amongst young people, and I also see the change in people when they realize what's actually happening. I think the problem has been we haven't seen our connection as a city or as individuals to the rest of the world. And as we understand that connection and understand our impact on the natural world, a lot of people respond. So I'm very, very encouraged by that.
As a consumer, actually, you can change the world and never underestimate, your own influence. Gradually, like dropping water in a huge ocean. I mean, you might form a stream and then maybe a river, and later on, be able to change the world.